Focus on yourself. That's the command. That's the mission. In a world drowning in noise, opinions, and distractions, your greatest act of rebellion is silence, discipline, and self-control. Most people are addicted to watching others, scrolling, judging, comparing, living through screens instead of mirrors. They know everyone's story but their own. They chase validation like it's oxygen, and they starve their own purpose in the process. But not you. Not anymore. You're entering a phase where your energy belongs to you. Every ounce of focus, every drop of effort, every second of your time, it's going toward your growth, your mission, your evolution. Because the moment you start focusing on yourself, everything changes. The world becomes quieter. The noise fades. And what's left is the truth. You versus you. That's where the real war begins. You've spent too long feeding everyone else's expectations, listening to opinions that don't pay your bills, giving your energy to people who wouldn't bleed for you. That ends now. Focus on yourself means you stop explaining, you stop justifying, you stop begging for people to understand your vision. They're not supposed to understand it. It wasn't given to them. It was given to you. You're not here to impress. You're here to progress. You're not here to please. You're here to build. And building requires isolation. It requires focus. It requires cutting off everything that weakens your direction. You don't need more motivation. You need less distraction. That's the real problem. You say you want success, but your attention is divided among nonsense. Gossip, envy, social media, people's opinions, comfort. You can't hit a target you're not looking at. You can't grow if your energy is scattered. You must become laser-focused on your purpose. That means eliminating everything and everyone that drains your focus. It's not personal, it's necessary. You can't heal in the same place that broke you. You can't grow while surrounded by people who choose comfort over progress. Focus on yourself means learning to say no without guilt. It means being selfish with your energy because you understand that growth demands it. People will call you distant, arrogant, cold. They won't understand because they've never met someone who's chosen self-improvement over approval. But remember this, you're not here to be understood. You're here to be unstoppable. And the path to becoming unstoppable is paved with solitude and discipline. You have to detach. Detach from people who slow you down. Detach from habits that weaken you. Detach from the need to be liked. The truth is, most people don't want to see you grow because your growth reminds them of their stagnation. They'll call you changed, but that's exactly the point. You were never supposed to stay the same. Focus on yourself means killing the old version of you, the lazy one, the distracted one, the one who blamed others. You put that version to rest and build a new one that moves with clarity and purpose. The greatest revenge is evolution. You don't have to prove them wrong with words. You prove them wrong with results. You stop showing up to argue. You start showing up to execute. Every single day becomes a battlefield between the person you are and the person you're becoming. And focus is your weapon. Every time you pick up your phone for no reason, you're losing that weapon. Every time you complain, every time you compare, every time you waste a day, you're losing ground in your own war. So you have to train your mind to obey. You have to build discipline until it becomes instinct. You wake up early, not because you want to, but because it's your duty. You put in the reps not because it feels good, but because it's required. You show up even when it's boring, even when it's hard, even when nobody claps. That's focus. That's self-mastery. You stop chasing dopamine and start chasing dominance. You start doing the hard things because they forge strength. You stop expecting quick results because you understand that mastery takes time. You focus on the process, not the praise. You learn to move in silence. Silence is power. When you're silent, you hear everything, the lies, the noise, the weakness in your own mind, and you start to cut it out. You start to become sharp, efficient, disciplined. Focus on yourself means becoming ruthless with your time. Every minute counts. You either use it to build or you waste it and regress. There is no neutral. Every day you're either getting stronger or weaker, sharper or duller, closer or further from the person you want to become. The difference is focus. When your mind is scattered, your power is scattered. When your mind is controlled, your world is controlled. That's why the strongest people in the world aren't the loudest. They're the most focused. They don't talk about goals. They execute. They don't chase attention. They chase results. They don't beg for energy. They generate it. You have to become that. You have to turn your back on the noise and walk toward your own purpose. You have to master your emotions so they serve you, not sabotage you. You can't control what happens around you, but you can always control what happens within you. That's power. That's focus. Stop reacting to everything. Not every comment deserves your energy. Not every insult deserves your attention. Not every setback deserves your frustration. You are not a puppet pulled by emotions. You are a soldier guided by mission. And that mission is your growth. You train your body, your mind, your habits until they move in alignment. You eat like it matters, you rest like it matters, you think like it matters, because it does. Every small choice compounds. Every disciplined act adds up. Focus on yourself means understanding that progress is a quiet accumulation of correct actions. Nobody will clap for you right now, but one day, they'll ask how you did it. They'll wonder how you transformed, and you'll remember this. While they were distracted, you were focused. While they were talking, you were training. While they were judging, you were building. Focus on yourself is not just advice, it's survival. Because if you keep giving your attention to everything external, you'll never master anything internal. And without mastery, you'll always be controlled by your emotions, by society, by weakness. Focus on yourself means taking control back. It's understanding that the only person responsible for your future is the one in the mirror. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to do the work for you. This world doesn't care about your potential, it cares about your performance. And focus is what turns potential into power. You have to decide right now that you're done wasting time, done chasing people, done explaining your goals to those who don't share your vision. You owe yourself more than that. The best investment you'll ever make is in your own discipline. The best revenge you'll ever get is in your own transformation. And the best feeling you'll ever experience is when you realize you no longer need anyone's approval. You only need your own respect. That's the foundation. That's the mission. That's what it means to truly focus on yourself. You want to know what happens when you truly focus on yourself? Everything changes. The noise fades, the opinions disappear, and the only thing left is clarity. You begin to move differently, think differently, act differently. You stop seeking permission and start giving yourself orders. You become the commander of your own life. The people who once distracted you start to look small. The habits that once controlled you start to dissolve, and the emotions that used to break you start to obey. That's the power of self-focus. It turns chaos into control. But you have to earn it. You can't fake focus. You can't pretend discipline. You either have it or you don't. And the only way to get it is through repetition, through brutal honesty, through a commitment so deep that even when you're tired, even when you're lonely, you move anyway. Focus on yourself means you learn to say no 100 times for every yes. You protect your energy like it's your weapon, because it is. The more you give it to meaningless things, the weaker you become. But when you keep it for yourself, you build power that can't be bought or faked. You start to feel it, the calm, the strength, the silence of self-control. You don't chase, you attract. You don't beg, you build. You don't prove, you perform. That's what separates the few who rise from the many who decay. You see, most people live in distraction because focus is uncomfortable. It forces them to face themselves, their flaws, their fears, their wasted potential. But you don't run from that discomfort. You use it as fuel. You sit in the silence. You train in the dark. You face every weakness with precision until it breaks. That's what it means to be a soldier of discipline. You're not fighting the world. You're fighting yourself. Every excuse, every doubt, every moment of laziness, you destroy it with action. You have to become obsessed with your evolution. You have to treat your life like a mission that demands everything from you. Focus on yourself means you stop chasing outcomes and start mastering habits. You understand that the goal is not to win once, it's to never lose again. You don't train for applause, you train for dominance. You don't seek comfort, you seek control. And control only comes from consistency. You do the same hard things every day until they become easy. And when they become easy, you raise the standard again. That's how killers are built. That's how legends are made. You must become ruthless about your standards. What you eat, what you watch, what you tolerate, it all matters. Because everything you allow into your life either strengthens or weakens your focus. Discipline is not punishment, it's protection. It shields you from mediocrity. It guards you against the disease of distraction. The weak see discipline as restriction. The strong see it as freedom. Because when you can control yourself, nothing else can control you. You can walk through chaos and stay composed. You can be surrounded by noise and remain silent. You can be tested and not break. That's the highest form of power, but you can't reach it while wasting your time worrying about what others think. People will criticize you no matter what you do. Let them. Their words are noise. Your results are proof. Every time you stay focused, you're separating yourself from the average. Every time you choose work over comfort, you're creating a gap they'll never close. And one day, they'll wonder how you did it. They'll call it luck, but you'll know it was focus. It was the nights you spent training when they were partying. It was the mornings you woke up before dawn while they were still sleeping. It was the sacrifices they mocked and the silence they misinterpreted. They won't understand it because they never had the courage to focus. Focus takes courage because it means walking alone. It means being misunderstood. It means being called obsessive. But that obsession is the price of greatness. Every master, every champion, every legend paid it. They locked in when everyone else checked out. They went dark while others craved attention. They disappeared not to hide, but to build. That's what you must do. Go dark. Go silent. Let your progress speak. The world doesn't need to see your grind. It only needs to feel your impact when you return. That's the art of focus. Disappearing to prepare, reappearing to dominate. You become your own standard. You compete with no one but yourself. You measure progress not by comparison, but by consistency. You stop reacting to noise because you realize noise is a trap designed to pull your focus away from the mission. Every time you engage with it, you lose momentum, so you stay locked in, tunnel vision on your purpose. You don't get distracted by what they're doing because you're too busy executing your plan. You have to understand focus is rare, and because it's rare, it's powerful. The world belongs to those who can ignore it. Every notification, every opinion, every temptation, it's a test. And every time you choose to stay locked in, you strengthen your willpower. You build the muscle of attention. You become unstoppable. The reason most people never reach greatness is simple. They never learn to focus on themselves long enough to finish what they start. They chase 100 things and master none, but not you. You're here to dominate one mission. You, your growth, your mind, your craft, your purpose. Every other battle is secondary. You'll find that when you master yourself, everything else falls into place. Your money, your fitness, your peace, your power. Self-mastery is the root of all victory. That's why focus on yourself is not selfish, it's strategic. Because when you become the strongest version of you, you elevate everything around you. You become the example, the standard, the force that others feel. But it starts here, in the silence, in the discipline, in the grind that nobody sees. It starts when you look in the mirror and say, enough. Enough excuses, enough distraction, enough mediocrity. From this moment forward, your focus is sacred. You move with precision, you speak with purpose, you act with intention. Every action either gets you closer or further from your goal. Choose wisely. You have one life, one mission, one opportunity to turn potential into power. Don't waste it chasing opinions. Don't waste it feeding weakness. Don't waste it living for anyone else. Focus on yourself like your life depends on it, because it does. Every second you give to nonsense is a second stolen from greatness. Every distraction is a delay. Every excuse is surrender. And you were not born to surrender. You were born to lead, to conquer, to dominate. So lock in. Eliminate the noise. Control the mind. Master the mission. Build yourself so strong that you no longer have to explain who you are. The results will say it for you. When you reach that level, you'll understand what true peace feels like. The peace that comes from control, from discipline, from focus. Because when you finally master yourself, nothing external can shake you. The storms will come, the noise will rise, the world will test you. But you'll move through it all like a blade through air, sharp, silent, unstoppable. Focus on yourself. That's the mission. That's the order. That's how you win.